In this session, we'll be looking at using Service Manager for creating of an incident, for creating of a related service request, as well as for configuring the different incident-based settings. When I talk about configuration of settings, I need to go into the Administrative tab. Inside Administration, I will go into Settings and inside Incident Settings. Incident settings allows me to define my own various settings for incidents. For example, when you phone Vodafone to give them a complaint, they will obviously talk back to you. They will give you back a complaint number. This complaint number may or may not have a prefix. It'll have a predefined format. It may be something like Voda 123 or something else or the other. Similarly, over here I can configure a prefix for all of my different incidents which will be created. Also, whenever users make an incident complaint, they can attach different types of files. By default, the maximum number of files that can be attached into an incident report is 10. Also, the maximum size is around 2 megabytes. When I'm creating an incident report, I can also define or specify that this incident should be default handled by which support group. I have three different support groups: tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. Also, I can have different parent and child based incidents. Suppose if in a college one of the students have complained that their machine is infected by a virus, but soon it is seen that the entire college is infected with a virus. It can be that the students' complaints are child based issues, whereas the main issue or the parent issue is the virus problem affecting the entire college. Now, if the virus issue affecting the entire college is solved, then my child issue should be solved accordingly. So I can set that whenever a parent incident is resolved, the associated child incidents will be resolved also. If I scroll down some more, I can specify the priority calculations. Now, if you look at the ITIM or the ITL type systems, I can map my urgency against my impact. Urgency is how fast I want something to be done, and impact is the severity or the importance of something. If my servers crash, the impact will obviously be high. Similarly, because the impact is high and because it is causing issues to my business, I may have a higher urgency. So I can come down here and I can set a specific matrix type value from 1 to 9 for each of these sections over here. Similarly, if I scroll down, I can set the resolution time. For example, if the urgency, I set the uh, priority calculation value as 9, or for example, I set it as 1, meaning it is having a high impact and it's having a high urgency. I can come down here and priority, I can specify that the target resolution time may be, say, suppose 30 minutes, so that this issue needs to be solved in 30 minutes. This is what we call as service level type of agreement or SLA, incident resolution time. Second part of the practical is we have to create a related service request. Now, for a related service request, I need to go into my work items and go into incident management. If I go into all open incidents, I can create a service request. Let's say I'm creating an incident right now, so I will click on the create incident option, which will show me the incident form. I can specify that the affected user is, let's see if I have any pre-created users, which I don't think so. I'll be having, don't think I'll be having. Alright, I can specify the contact details, that is yadi, that is yabba dabba do at gmail.com. I can even specify phone number over here. I can specify the incident title, that is VM not working. And if you see on top, this is incident number 8, title is VM not working, and I can give it some sort of description text. Classification category will allow me to specify the classification category. Is it a hardware problem? Is it a printing problem? Is it a software problem? Let's say I'll classify it into other problems. Source is from where the person logged the complaint. Uh, in a corporate environment, service manager is also available via a web-based interface where people can go to the web-based interface and use it through the portal. Similarly, they can send an email to the service manager console where when you send an email, the title of the message will become the title of the incident. The content or body of the email will become the descriptive text, and the alternate contact method would be your email from which you send the email from. I can specify urgency high and impact as high. Accordingly, whatever setting is specified over here, same setting would be replicated over here. Support group, let's say I'm sending a tier 1, and let's say I'll just click on apply. And then I'll click on OK. Alright, so I have created this incident IR number 8 and it is currently active. Now when I want to create a service request, a related service request, the meaning related service request means it is in relation to something existing. So if I see in my task, I have this create service request option over here, where when I click on it, it will give me the create service request type, a create service request form. Now when you're creating a service request, or I need to have a template for the request offering. Currently I don't have any templates created, so what I can do is I will go into library, and you see where your service catalog. If you click on request offerings, currently there's no request offering, but there are some sort of, I believe, service offerings pre-created. No, not here. So what I'll do is I'll go into all request offerings, and I will request offerings, and I will create a request offering, and let's say I will go very fast through this. Let's say I'm creating a request offering for request for VM template for VM creation. uh, Next, okay, let's say I need to select a template. I will select a template which will be using a default service request. I'll click on next. I can have form instructions. I can type questions over, like I can ask the user to enter the RAM of a machine, the a machine name to be given. I can ask, I can have prompts to ask for different input. Let's say I will, it's a default service request, so I'll just keep it that way. I don't have any knowledge base articles, so I'll just leave it. I will publish this as published, and summary, I'll just click on create. So when I click on create, it'll create this service request based template, which when I go to create a related service request right now, it'll then let me to choose from the template and fill up the information of this template with the information which is important to me. So I'll go back into work items, I'll go back into open incidents, I will click on the incident I just now created, and I will then click on the create service request option. I will select the template which I created as request for VM, and I'll click on OK. So after I click on OK, I'll start this service request form where the service request number is different, but whatever information and put inside of my incident form, that information gets transferred over here to a certain extent. This request I wanted to be done immediately. Priority is a medium. Whatever their asterisk is, those fields are important to be done. If you don't do those fields, then you will not be, these buttons of apply and OK will not be clickable. If I go into related items, I can see that in work items my incident is mentioned. If my incident is mentioned, that means my service request is mapped to this incident. If I want, I can remove the link to it. I can even click on view and view the incident as well. Alright, so I have this incident made. Now I want to close the incident. We cannot close that incident directly. I need to first resolve an incident. If I click on, let's say, VM not working again, and then I will click on change incident status, and I need to resolve it first. Let's see, change incident status. I will click on resolve, and resolution category will be asked, which is not, I don't have any category mentioned. Let's say I'll give it a comment as ABC. And click on OK. So after this thing has been resolved, it will disappear from my open incident screen, as you see. Now to view it again, I will need to go to all incidents, and inside all incidents I'll be able to see this has been resolved. If I click on it again, I can scroll down away and see information about it. I can change the incident status again, and I can now close it. So I can give a comment again, and click on OK. If I refresh it again, I can see that the incident is closed. So if I click on it, I can actually see the information about it down below. I can see if I keep on scrolling, I can see a lot of information about this incident closed, but I'm still able to view information about it. So in this session we had looked at setting up the different incident based settings. We had looked about creating of an incident, creating of a service request template which will be applied when you create a related service request to an incident. If you do like this video, do leave a comment, do leave a like. If you would like to see much more videos about this, or maybe you would like me to improve in some way, I'm very much welcome to criticism. Thanks.